Right, so the next example I'm going to do is using the blend tool. So again, I'll draw out my background shape. And this time I'm going to fill it with a color of blue. So I'm going to go over to my color panel and I'm going to enter in some values here. Okay, so I'm going to actually add in 70, 0, 10, and 0. And that's sort of the blue color that I'm going to use for my background. Next, again, I'm going to take my type tool and I'm going to click once. I'm going to type out the word graphic once again. I'll make that be around 200 points to start, and then I'll just maybe scale it down a little bit. So I'll maybe make it 170. Okay, and then to copy it, I'm going to hold the Option or Alt key and then click and drag while holding Shift just to make that straight. And I'll just make it stop maybe around there. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the first word graphic and just copy that to my clipboard. And then I'm going to select the second one and I'm going to invert this so that I have a stroke and a fill of none. So to invert, if I look over to my toolbox, this icon here, the shortcut key is Shift plus X. So I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to enter in some values here to make this stroke color blue. So I'm going to type in 85, 50, and 0 for black. Okay, so that gives me a little darker color than the background. And then what I'm going to do is do the same thing for the top. So I'm going to invert that, so Shift plus X. And now to the black, I'm just going to add in 85 and 50 for cyan and magenta as well. So after I change the color, I'm going to go over to my blend tool and select that. And with my blend tool, I could blend in objects based on their color or distance or even a number of steps. So before I actually modify those values, I'm just going to click and drag from top or bottom to top, and then I can apply my blend. So from here, I can now double click on my blend tool and I can change this from smooth color to blending with specified steps. So you can choose whatever number you want. I can maybe choose 30 for now and then click OK. And then what I'm going to do is go to my layer panel where you can see my blend and I can expand that. And now you can see the two groups of blends right here. So I could either target either of these to isolate them. So if I target that blue, that light blue color at the bottom, I can now have my selection tool active and I can hold Shift plus the up arrow key, right? And I can control how close or how far these blends are from one another. So I can move that up. And now I'm just going to click out of that. Now I can paste in the original word graphic that I had copied earlier. So to do that, I can go Edit, Paste in Place, and it places that word graphic right on top. Okay, so I'm just going to click here. That's where it is. I'm just going to drag it right on top of my blend. And I'm going to select the blend along with it by holding the Shift key. And I'm just going to drag them down and just kind of align them like that. You could even maybe scale them a bit down, maybe have them scale a little bit below, right? And then I can go back and target my blend, maybe move it up a bit so that's a little bit closer. And then again, grab my type tool, click once, and then label this. So 18 points again, light, and I could type blend tool with Adobe Illustrator. And again, you can keep this any direction that you like. Just going to move it around here, and then I'll type the word design. Change that to 36 points. Make that bold. Okay, I might select both of these again and maybe just scale them up just a little bit. So again, maybe just scale it up so that the R is in line with my text here. And I could just group them together. So I could just adjust that so that my grid lines are aligned right to the top and the bottom. And then I can move that over and just give it some breathing room, and also just move up the word design. So I can just hide my grid lines again, and then that's my effect using the blend tool.